Hey, what is up guys? Arichi here from PRPass9. And Samsung usually releases their S line, their Galaxy S series flagships around April or March of every year. So that's also going to be the case with the Galaxy S9. And now would be the perfect time to actually talk about the Galaxy S9 and speculate on what it could have, what it may have, and what I want it to have. So in today's episode, as you've seen from the title, it's a comparison between the Galaxy S8 and the Galaxy S9. It is the S9 versus the S8. When I speak of the S8, I will be talking about the Galaxy S8 and not the S8 Plus. And as for Galaxy S9, I'm going to be talking about the specs that the Galaxy S9 should have and the ones I really wanted to have. So without further ado, let's get started. So as for the screen, the Galaxy S8 has a resolution of 2960 by 1440, and well, it's a gorgeous display, no doubt about that, one of the best displays of 2017. It's a 2K plus display, and as much as we wanted a 4K display, that's not what we got, right? But an excellent display nonetheless. The next thing we expected was that the Galaxy Note 8 would have a 4K resolution. That's not happening as well. If you've seen my last video of the final specs of the Galaxy Note 8, and if those are indeed the final specs of the Galaxy Note 8, then it is disappointing because it is again having a 2K plus display, a resolution of 2K plus, so it's the same as the Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. Disappointing, definitely. But on the bright side, the Galaxy S9 is where the 4K display could make its debut. So I expect that the Galaxy S9 has a somewhat, let's say a 20% chance of coming with a 4K resolution. To be precise, a resolution of 3840 by 2160. And if this happens, that is going to give the Galaxy S9 a resolution, a PPI of 759 if the size of the screen is the same as of that of the Galaxy S8, that is 5.8 inches. So if the Galaxy S9 has a 5.8 inch screen and a resolution of 3840 by 2160, that's going to give it a PPI of 759. That's just insane. But knowing Samsung and how slow they keep these rollouts of the screen and bumping up the resolution, I think, and this is the bad part, they might just keep the 4K resolution for the Galaxy Note 9. So a higher chance of seeing a 2K plus resolution like that of the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus on the Galaxy S9 as well, with a minor chance of seeing a 4K display. Next up, we have the camera. So the Galaxy S8 has one of the best shooters of 2017, and it has a single lens system. So it's a single camera setup, an aperture of 1.7, dual pixel autofocus, which is amazing to have, and a front facing camera of 8 megapixel with autofocus as well. But the Galaxy S9 is where things get interesting, because that is where there is a very high chance that we are going to get the dual camera setup. But as for the optics, the primary camera, the wide angle one, is going to have an aperture of 1.6. So that is going to be very good for low light photography. And the telephoto is going to have an aperture of 2. Now, if you compare that to the Galaxy Note 8's rumored final specs, we can't call them rumors anymore, I think the final specs, if we are to believe them, that it's coming with a dual 12 megapixel camera with apertures of 1.7 on the wide angle and 2.4 on the telephoto. But for the Galaxy S9, like I said, I expect the wide angle to have an aperture of 1.6 and the telephoto to have aperture of 2. And again, Both will have 12 megapixel sensors as far as I think, based on Samsung's trends, and a very low chance for both of them having a 16 megapixel sensor. As for the front-facing camera, it's going to be the same 8 megapixel shooter with autofocus and an aperture of 1.7. So definitely an improvement compared to the S8 with the dual camera setup and better aperture, a larger aperture of 1.6 and 2. So let's hope I'm right. But apart from this, obviously you are getting 4K video, and the one thing I would love to see in the S9 is 4x optical zoom, because the Note 8 again disappointed us with the final specs of having a 2x optical zoom at max. So the S9 with a 4x optical zoom and individually image stabilized and optical image stabilization for both. I mean, I think that's going to be a given, that is going to happen, but 4x optical zoom, let's hope that happens too. Coming to the RAM, the Galaxy S8 has 4 gigs of RAM with 64 gigs of onboard storage and expandable with micro SD. For the S9, I expect 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of onboard storage, and obviously expandable with micro SD. I do not expect the S9 to have 8 gigs of RAM, from the get-go with 128 gigs of storage, because that's not, if you take a look at Samsung's trends over the years, that's not how they go. So I would say 6 gigs of RAM like that of the Note 8 and 64 gigs of onboard storage to begin with. Yeah, and if there is an exclusive or Emperor edition like we've heard of the Note 8, then maybe a model with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. But again, that will be exclusively available for maybe China or Korea and not for the rest of the world. So 6 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage, not bad. Now, as for the chip powering the phones, the Galaxy S8 runs on the Snapdragon 835 for the US, and for the rest of the world, it's going to be the Exynos 8895 if I'm not wrong. But for the Galaxy S9, I definitely expect the US to get the Snapdragon 845, and for the rest of the world, the Exynos 9810. Now these will be top of the line, the best and the fastest and most powerful chips of that year, unless the Galaxy Note 9 makes an incremental update or upgrade in terms of the chipset. That will be the benchmark for the chips in 2018. So Galaxy S9 with either Snapdragon 845 or the Exynos 9810 for the rest of the world. So that will be pretty interesting to see how that works, coupled with 6 gigs of RAM. I think it will be one hefty beast of a device. As for the operating system, the Samsung Galaxy S8 runs Android Nougat, the latest one. For the S9, I expect it to run Android O, Android Octopus, Oreo, I think Octopus. So yeah, Android O right out of the box. If not, then definitely getting an upgrade from Nougat to Android O. Coming to the battery, the Galaxy S8 has 3000 mAh battery. The Galaxy S9 is probably going to have something between 3000 and 3300 milliamps. So there is a higher chance of it having a 3000 milliamp battery like that of the Galaxy S8, but if it does bump up the resolution to 4K, that battery capacity might just increase by 100 or 200 milliamps, taking it to somewhere close to 3300 or 2200 milliamps. So definitely good in terms of that spec. But the main thing I'm excited about in the Galaxy S9 is the presence of an optical fingerprint scanner. I've made videos getting leaks and rumors of the Galaxy S8, which was at some point of time rumored to have an optical fingerprint scanner. I'm sure you know what that is, right? It's like the fingerprint scanner embedded into the display, no other button, nothing, no fingerprint sensor, nothing. right inside the display. That didn't happen with the Galaxy S8 or the S8 Plus. That didn't happen with the Galaxy Note 8. So Galaxy Note S9 might be the first from Samsung to have an optical fingerprint sensor, and that will be really, really cool. So guys, those were my speculation on Galaxy S9, on what it could have and what I wanted to have. Now, one more thing I'd like to add. I'm going to leave you at the end of this video with just a concept that I made of the Galaxy S9. You saw it in the thumbnail as well, and this will be a better view of the same. I have taken leads from the Galaxy S8's design and made something which is almost bezel-less. I mean that completely. Now I know there is extreme difficulty with manufacturing such a technology, but it's not impossible. It's definitely going to happen someday. I would love to see it in the Galaxy S9. So I would love if the Galaxy S9 could have a screen to body ratio of something between 95 to 98. 98 is pushing it, even 95 is kind of extreme. But anything above 90, anything that gets rid of even the top and bottom bezels that you see in the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, that would be amazing. So guys, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this concept that I made of this image. Give me your feedback. Does it look cool? Do you think it's insane? Or would you love to get a device that looks like that? Such a device obviously needs a protection that really takes care of that display, because if you drop such a phone, you know what's going to happen. But nonetheless, having such a phone would be amazing and really futuristic. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. What you guys think that the S9 could have and what you wanted to have. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. I will love you guys nonetheless. And if you haven't already, do subscribe to PureGrass9 for more videos. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.